Hello my beautiful badgers, Messi Coda back again with yet another Christmas live dev interview. That's right, it's a Christmas miracle, this time with the beautiful Blink, who has a humongous Humble Bundle going on right now, which ends I think on the 9th of January. It is huge, you're getting over $700 worth of assets for just what, 24 pounds I think. Yeah, the conversion rate at the moment is on parity. It's so depressing, but you know what's not depressing? Live interviews just like this one, which took place on my Twitch stream, or the w.twitch.tv/themessycoder, where you can catch me every Saturdays having live dev interviews with beautiful people just like Blink. So sit back, enjoy, blink and you'll miss it. Oh, see you in a second. Everybody sitting at home in front of your Google Watches, your Alexa PCs of the future, give a warm and messy welcome to Blink Studios. Thomas, mate, welcome back. Do you know the last time that you were here, you weren't called Blink Studios? Do you remember?
I do. Yep, it was still THMSV. Nobody knows why, but that's what it was.
Now, if I recall, it was just your name without any vowels or something.
Yeah, it was pretty much some letters from my name that I thought was good, but it definitely wasn't. So there was a complete rebranding along the way, a much needed one.
I gotta say the rebranding worked because
It did.
you went from being RPG builder guy, because that's all people could call you because they couldn't pronounce your store name.
True.
And your store name itself became a bit of a meme on the Discords as well. And now you are 2-time a Unity Award winner. And
That's right.
you've got, I think it was, when I counted, 117 assets on the Unity asset store alone, not including what you've got on Unreal.
Something like this, yeah, more than 100 on Unity right now in less than 2 years.
Some of those are bundles when I say 117. So you could say like, what, 100 unique, maybe?
100, yeah. A lot of them are free assets also. We released maybe about 12 completely free packs, which contains hundreds of assets, weapons, icons, animations, etc.
So how did you get into doing art? Because like as I say, last time we spoke, it was, I think it was at the start. Was it RPG Builder had just come out or had been out for a little while? Was relatively new.
Yes, so yeah, when we called last time, when we had this stream, it was mid-December and RPG Builder was out for about a month. And for a very long time anyway, RPG Builder was the only product on the Blink store, right? So I think for almost maybe 8 months or something like this. But to answer your question on how did we start to make art, well, I didn't. It's not me personally. I didn't create any of the models or icons that we have on our store. But what I did is when I saw that RPG Builder was a really big success and we were, building an RPG builder, or rather RPG development community, right? So these people were constantly suggesting things in the Discord, like, hey, it would be good to have some models, it would be good to have those icons, maybe some NPCs, maybe weapons, and so on. So as people suggested all these things, I realized it could be a wise thing to start hiring artists and, kind of expanding Blink further than just being a tool developer. So this is when I started hiring our art team, and I was super fortunate to find amazing people, actually really, really talented people. The team worked together really, really good, and we created, I can't even say how many assets we created because it's by the thousands now. But yeah, they were really hard at it. We created hundreds of weapons, thousands of icons. I could just go on. And the art packs also started doing really well. So it just kept on going. We just kept producing more.
You've got, like you say, a crazy number of art packs. So would you say now that your art packs are selling more and better than the RPG Builder? Like, RPG Builder is a secondary product compared to all of the art that you're doing.
Yeah, it is actually. So RPG Builder obviously was what started everything and was what allowed financially, to hire all these people because at some point the team was pretty big, like in the 20s. And now the art, due to the volume, because again, it's more than 100 packs, right? Yeah, it is selling more than the tools as of today. And it's also because it's an important distinction. The art is also selling on the Unreal Engine marketplace, right? So it's kind of selling in two big places at the same time, and all our tools are only on Unity because I'm not planning to port any tool to Unreal because it will mean, a complete rewrite. But when it comes to art, some of the packs required some work to be compatible with Unreal Engine. But anyway, even those who required work, we ported them to Unreal Engine, and now, it's like two sources of revenues instead of just Unity. So yes, it is making, generating more sales than RPG Builder.
I wanted to. I wanted to go. I know we're going to play about and have a look at the amazing
Mhm.
stuff that you got in the bundle, but I am fascinated by your journey and incredibly proud of the work that you've done and how fast you've grown, and also the awards that you've won. It is a huge success story. It's somebody who just woke up one day, made a RPG build, a great product, but now you've become an entire studio. How does
I
how
really appreciate it. Thank you.
well, you deserve it, buddy. Like, are your staff now remotely located around the world? How do you manage the team?
Oh yeah, we're fully remote. In fact, I actually never met any of the
You've
artists,
never met
unfortunately. I
them.
really wish, no, I really wish one day we would, but I'm living in Bali, Indonesia. So if I was in Europe, I could definitely have met some of them already, but I'm pretty far for now. But who knows one day, right? But yeah, so for, for me, when I'm hiring people, I really do not look where they are from, what degrees they have, or anything. Usually, the way it works is that I give them a test project. So we start with something small, and I'm basically just seeing their competence to, well, obviously deliver what was asked, but very, very important as well, the way the communication was from the moment we first talk until the delivery of the test project. And based on that, I'm either hiring this person or not. And again, like I said before, I was really fortunate to immediately meet a lot of artists because almost every single one I had a test project for ended up being hired. So yeah,
Let's
and
have
then
one
when
more.
it comes to managing the team, again, it goes with a test project, but also, let's say, the first real project that they get usually is used as an adaptation time, so they have to get used to
Mm,
the way we work at Blink, the quality standard that I expect, the requirement, and so on. And usually, once they got this, right, like they kind of understand everything, then usually we I don't really have much like I don't really have to be behind them anymore. I kind of just tell them what we need and I let them be really, really creative. Usually I give them certain lines, certain directions of like what a pack should be. But I also try to give them as much, artistic freedom as possible. I think it's very important for them to have fun and not only just reproduce whatever is required. So yeah, when it comes to managing the team, obviously at some point, like I said, the team was big and yeah, it sometimes definitely came with a lot of extra work. It was a bit challenging, and I learned a lot along the way. But yeah, I don't know, it went really smooth. It went well, and
can you
I
say
don't
how
really
many
have to
people you've
complain on
got in the
this.
team, Thomas?
Yeah, it's in the 20s, but
Wow.
it's like the way you need to count it is now Blink is not only the asset store or like the asset publishing thing. I also have more than 10 people hired for a completely different project, which is a web platform. So yeah, there is a lot more than 20 people working for Blink technically, but for the asset creation and publishing side of things, it's around the 20s. But certain assets, for example, certain things I kind of did what I wanted to produce for those, and we don't produce them anymore. So that's why the team, the actual amount of artists in the team can go up and down. It really depends on the pack we work on.
Oh yeah, because once you've made the character or the models,
Yeah.
you don't need to keep on editing them and
Yeah, I mean,
changing them. But
what I noticed and what I learned since the beginning we started producing art packs is that at some point you just kind of produced enough of something. And this can be seen either by the feedback from the community members or simply looking at sales numbers. If you start to see that, well, some things that you produce, let's say textures or weapons, sold really, really good, but at some point, it kind of just doesn't say. Also, actually, I want to add to this, more importantly, my approach was to always focus on the packs with the highest demand or the things that could, be used in as many different projects as possible. And this, of course, appeals to a lot more people. But once you start going too niche, it is, very visible on the numbers. So yeah, I mean, some of the things, were tests. Some of the packs that we made, they all did differently. But I'm happy to do tests also sometimes. Even if I know that a pack will not, for example, be a hit or whatever, I'm still happy sometimes to try things and see how it goes.
And you've got a wonderful free Christmas gift for last year that you had.
Yes, this is from last year,
yeah.
Yeah, I decided why not make a small free pack, which is getting decent views apparently this week, probably because it's soon Christmas. So I guess some people got it.
Sanyo in the chat is saying, I miss THMSV. Are you missing the name?
Well, I appreciate it, but I don't.
Oh, mate. Well, the pack that you've currently got in the Humble Bundle, it says here, when you put it in pounds, £701.96 in value. So there's
it's like $850.
But even then, that like some of these have included bundled, like you've got more. There's more value to that than just the cost value, because you've got Unreal versions, Unity versions,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
you've got some bundled ones in there, and it is huge. I didn't realize just how big it was until I started going through it in more detail. So what is the price that people are paying? Is it the $29.58, or is that $30 mark to get everything?
Yeah, so yeah, this is the one you need if you want the all 51 packs. But yeah, like you said, that's something I haven't seen much before, or maybe if ever, on Humble Bundle. But this was really important for me to provide both Unity and Unreal Engine files. So because our community is starting to grow also on Unreal Engine, and I really wanted the Unreal Engine community to also get those packs.
And that's an important reason, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the chat's just asking something about why there isn't a link to a coupon for the asset store, and that's because you've got the Unreal version and the Unity version in this bundle.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the good news is, chat, and the question that Adam is putting in, if Blink update these packages, you will still get the updates, because you'll be able to download from Humble Bundle the updated version. How does it work, Tom?
Yeah, so before the bundle went live anyway, when I was working with the Humble Bundle team, I made sure to ask them if, because that's the first time I directly work with them. So I had to, make sure of certain things. But yeah, I basically asked them if it was possible to update those packs once the bundle went live, or was it just kind of like a one-time thing? And they confirmed me that I could absolutely update the packs if I wanted to. So yeah, if packs get updates, you will be able to get it directly from the Humble Bundle website. And if you have any issue with the pack, and if it ends up being on your end or something, be sure that it will be updated really, really quickly. So that's really not a worry. I totally understand, me included, I would for sure prefer a bundle to provide a key nowadays, I still remember the time where Humble Bundle did not used to do this. I still remember buying some of those, and it was normal at that point to just get files. But yes, the reason it's not possible is because, as you guys can imagine, this is a bundle with both Unity and Unreal assets, and it was not really an option to bring both those companies and collaborating on the same bundle. So
You could
this
lie
was,
to them and tell them that it's only an
yeah,
Unreal one.
I have very, very good relation with both Unity and Unreal Engine, so I'm definitely not going to do that. But yeah, yeah, it was something with no third party. It was Humble Bundle and myself directly. So yeah, we made sure to include the files. We organized the files really, really. I mean, as good as we could. And for Unity users, anyway, it's super easy. You basically just drag and drop the Unity package in your Unity project, and that's it. It's technically even faster than from the asset store. But yeah, I know it's not, we all like to have our things in the same place, like Steam and things like this. But yeah, that's kind of how it is.
But don't worry, if you've got Yolan's manager packet project asset manager, which is currently on a 50% sale on the Unity asset store, you can use it to manage all your assets that are either inside Unity or GitHub
There
or
you
anywhere
go.
else. So there you go. That solves people's
There you
problems,
go.
Tom. There you go. And I want to give a thank you to.
Perfect plug.
It is a perfect plug. It's like we arranged it. I got a sub earlier in the chat that I missed a comment. I'm gonna butcher your name, Nick Sweat, Nick Suit.
That's someone from my community,
Thank you so much.
I
I'm
think.
sorry for butchering your name. So I'm just going to read a couple of points in chat. Amfusu says, Salut. Sailor in chat, how you been? Haven't seen you all. Hope you're well. The humble, saying about the humble pack standalone with answers. And Anderson Marquez says, Blink art style is so pretty. It is so pretty. Now we've got a question.
I love to read it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because tell your artists that everyone loves their stuff. Well, they know they do because they
Oh
get,
yeah.
you
They
get
know.
sales. Well, the
They
good
know.
question is,
Yeah,
Tom, how do you know a pack will sell more than others? How do you decide what to produce? And make, so how is the research process before you start
Yeah, it's a
working
really
on
good
it?
question. I think every publisher kind of has his own way, but I think there are things that, we can all follow. So for me, the way I approach it, well, I have to give kind of two answers to this. I think I will give the answer before we even started producing art, because I think this was the hardest time actually for me to decide what to do first, right? Because I didn't have any data or feedback yet. From already, released art packs. So before any art packs, the way I saw it is basically my thought process was, okay, I made RPG Builder. It allows people to create pretty much any RPGs they want when it comes to action and real time, etc. What do these developers need? And the obvious, answers were for sure they're most likely going to need weapons. They're most likely going to need terrain textures to actually create their world, and obviously characters. So that's what we focused on first. I know we also created the spell icon pack really, really quickly because, as you know, and as the chat knows, we never have enough icons. So yeah, that's kind of what I started with. And based on that, once it was released, based on how each, asset type, whether it is weapon, icons, etc., based on how it did, I just kept producing more or not. So, and like I said, add to this some of the assets that I wanted to do as a test. Even if I maybe didn't think it would do well, I still wanted to try. Sometimes I got surprised in a good way, and sometimes I noticed it was indeed not something that will sell well. And that's kind of it. It's not really a huge risk. In the long run, even those tests, which might not sell really good, I don't really technically lose money from it because, on the very long term, it's most likely at least going to pay back for itself. So it's not really like a huge a risk to do those things. But yeah, I mean, now the way I approach how to decide to do which pack or something is, again, based on data, of course, because now, as you can imagine, with 100 released packs, it's very easy for me to know what sells good or what doesn't. And obviously, it's coming from community feedback. So people in our Discord suggesting certain things, that's most likely what we will focus on.
It's the squeaky wheel prioritization. Is that what you're saying? So people need to go onto the Discord from Link Studios and keep posting what your requests are. There was a comment that and I didn't notice before until chat said that the models are mostly the male models in the bundle. So why was the female customized character not, or modular
Well,
character
this
not in
Humble
there?
Bundle, one of the goal of the Humble Bundle, I would say the main goal is really to, again, help indie developers to, create better games. That's what we do at Blink. Whatever we do is kind of going in that direction anyway. And releasing a Humble Bundle like this for such a cheap price, allowing, people to get thousands of assets extra is great. But at the same time, it's also a way for people to discover Blink, discover what we do, and being introduced to our other packs. So I, of course, cannot include everything we released in this one bundle for $30. So the female and some of our other packs and some things that are not even released yet, such as dragons, horses, and many other armor set extra. This you will, of course, still have if you want them to purchase them on the store. The female is available right now on Unity. And we are actually working on a big update 3.0, which will be live probably in the next 2 weeks or something like this. So we recently upgraded the male one, but yeah, the female is on the Unity store and it will be available on Unreal as well relatively soon.
And the
So
female
yeah,
stylized female Thomas is currently on the 50% discount as well on Unity.
that's true.
So
Yeah,
it's a
it's
great time to get it.
50% right now, so it's actually a great time to get it. Yeah.
Before we start sharing screen, just a couple of more questions from the chat. Balaz is asking about the chance of a co-op multiplayer support. Now, Balaz, are you talking about local multiplayer or online multiplayer? But either way, Tom, it's a big task to be adding multiplayer. Local multiplayer would be easier than online, but either way, these would be separate products that you'd be making, or an separate add-on to RPG Builder?
So multiplayer is a topic that, of course, as you can imagine, comes up quite a lot in the Discord and
every day,
of
I'm
course,
guessing.
pretty much, and of course related to RPG Builder. So my stance on this is very simple. Obviously, that's something that we would all want, myself included, to see, happening one day. However, for me, networking and multiplayer is not something I take lightly. And I've been using multiplayer frameworks from Unity, from the store myself. So like some, paid products from other publishers. And a lot of the ones I used are not production ready, in my opinion. And it's fine if you're just doing, if you're making a game for your friends, etc. But if you actually plan to release as a commercial game, you're going to have some surprises and they're not going to be good. So if you ever see RPG Builder multiplayer on the store, it will be production ready. But for something like this to be production ready, it needs to be production tested, right? So my stance on this is what I would do ideally is that internally at Blink, we will develop our own game with RPG Builder and develop our own multiplayer solution. And then once we actually tested that, once we actually released our game, and did the actual test that a multiplayer framework should have, then only it will be released as a product on the store. And yes, it will of course be sold as a separate product. It's not going to be an update to RPG Builder. RPG Builder is going to stay its own product because the code base are going to be completely different. RPG Builder is designed from the ground up to be for offline games, and that one will be, of course, coded in a different way.
Awesome answer. Thank you for that. Very, very detailed and specific answer. And I can't wait to see what game you're going to make.
We're already working on games internally. More on that later. It's still very early. We barely started.
Lovely. Right, do you want to share your screen on the
Yeah,
Teams?
we can go ahead and start looking at some of the assets.
Because I'm very excited to this bundle to see what we're getting. And chat's saying that the bundle's worth the price for the 500 spell icons alone.
Oh yeah, I mean most of the products are around, well actually most of the products are around like 15 individually. So even if you just want one or two, you already have your money worth.
Brilliant.
Okay, so do you see my screen? You should be able to see.
I do.
Oh wait, let me. 1 second.
I saw the man, the topless man.
Yeah, One sec, let me share my screen
So
again.
while you're sharing the screen, Chad's asking, can the female use the armor pack as well, or is the armor pack just for the male?
So every single armor pack that we release are both for our male and female, of course. However, in the bundle, the female is not included, right? But if you do end up getting it, you get the files for both. But you still have to buy the female on the store, either Unreal or Unity. But yes, the armors are compatible for the female as well. In this demo right here that I'm going to use to showcase some of our character customization and armors, etc. The female is not in yet, but I'm going to be adding the female in this demo a bit later when we're done updating her to 3.0.
Wonderful.
So
Love it.
yeah, before I go through this demo, I just want to mention that there is a lot more content here than what is actually in the Humble Bundle. And this is because some of the armor sets in this demo are not even released yet, not even on Unity, as well as the customization pack.
So we're getting a sneak peek of special stuff that people haven't seen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Love it.
Exactly. So, but when I'm going through the armor set, I'm going to make sure to mention if it is included in the Humble Bundle or not.
Merci beaucoup.
Mais de rien. Okay, so here, as you can see, is our stylized male. So we have a lot of faces now. Like I said before, not all faces are available in the Humble Bundle. The first 4 are, and the rest are part of our customization pack that you can get on Unity and also on Unreal soon. Now we have a lot of hairs. The first 5 are from the bundle, and the rest are also from the customization pack. And as you can see, we have a lot of different options to play with. We have a lot of beards, same story. I'm going to try to cycle through them fairly quickly, otherwise it's going to take a while. And we have some mustache.
Oh, I love it. Go to the curly one again.
Yes, wait. Look at this one.
There you go. That's my
one.
one.
Like this one.
That's my mustache.
We even have some eyebrows.
That's a nice bushy eyebrow. I like that. So were these made all by different artists in the team, and they have to work together to make sure that they look the same style?
So the character models, their hair, everything that's like part of the character and the customization is made by one artist, but the armor sets were initially made by one artist only. And as it started, getting more and more demand, I decided to scale up, and I switched someone from the team to armors as well. So they work together, and we produce more than 40 unique armor sets. So yeah, that was a lot of work, as you can imagine. But yeah, it's also a good question when it comes to style, consistency, etc. This was a very challenging task. But I made sure always that our assets, even if it's made by a big team of different artists, they would always look as they should at the end and perfectly, mix and match together.
Awesome. Yeah, because that was a concern in that, because you're mentioning earlier that the team's getting so big now, to make sure that you do have that consistency, because you've got the poly models. And then you've got
as well, yeah. This is a different branch.
Exactly. Yeah. So do you have like the design Bible that the teams everyone has to adhere to, like, or is it verbally, or you just go, this is how it looks, make sure you make it look the same, or is there actually design docs that they have to follow?
No, it's not really like that. It's much more chill than this to work at Blink. We mostly just talk on Discord, we chat, and I have some strict guidelines for certain things. But then, like I said earlier in the stream, I always make sure to leave some room for artistic freedom. I really don't want to impose to them every single thing they have to do. I think it's very important for them to have, a main line to kind of follow, but they kind of can do their own things and add their own artistic touch to it. As long as the end result is what I wanted, that's fine by me. So yeah, for those characters, one of the other cool thing is, as you can see, we can fully customize the skin color. So this is not a character that comes with just, let's say, 2 or 4 or 5 predefined colors and you're kind of stuck with it. You can change the color to be whatever you want. And this goes for our hair as well. So as you can see, I can change that. We can now show beards, whatever. Everything will update as it should.
Oh, awesome.
So there we go. And we can also change the eyes. However, we're a bit far right now. We can't really see it much, but you can see the eyes changing
I can
color
see
as
it
well.
a little bit.
Yeah. So I think that's a nice touch. We can even just go crazy and click on random, and it will create some random faces for us.
So can you change the
Now,
color for the armor as well, or is the armor?
No, not the armor, but the armors all comes with between 5 and 7 color variations. So yeah, talking about armors, let's go through them. So as you can see here in this demo, we have 38 unique armors, but we have actually more. Some of them are not in the demo and not released yet. And as you can see here, we can also go random, but I'm actually just going to show you them one by one to have something a bit less silly. So here we have the adventurer, the prisoner. So this one is in the bundle, this one as well, this one as well, this as well. This also, basically the first 13 kind of are in the bundle, and 12, my bad, and the others are not. So this one is, and this one is as well. This one is from another pack. It's not actually in this bundle, but you can get it on both Unity and Unreal. This one is not in the bundle. This one is not. This one
I love that
is.
one. I love them all.
Yes, pretty cool, huh? You have a knife behind the back. Kind of cool. A lot of people like this one. This one is in the bundle as well. This one too. And this one is not. This is also part of another pack that we actually released before our big armor bundle.
So chat are asking about like tiers of the armor, so you could have progression. So
yeah,
like
we used to do that.
Okay.
We used to do this when like for individual armors, like kind of the same armor but with different tiers, and we didn't really like the outcome and the workflow for it. So now we just kind of went for unique looks but different gear quality. So for example, some will look, a bit more basic like this one. Some will look a bit more epic, like some of the ones we just saw, like something like this, right? So we don't really have tiers per se on those current armor sets, but yeah, they just look at this one with the little smoking thing here.
I love that pipe. Are you going to do like modern stuff, or is it all going to stay within the fantasy world?
We are very like fantasy, focused. So I don't think so, but who knows later, right? But right now, yeah, as you can see, it's very, very much fantasy. This is what we love doing. And this is also what usually our community likes to use. So yeah, that's kind of what
We
we're
don't make
focusing
mistakes.
on.
We have happy
Again,
accidents.
who knows later? But for now, I'm not 100% sure I will do it.
Now,
And we have, like I said before,
it's
some
a
more
great
basic
question,
ones.
Tom. That I
Mhm.
love this style and I love what you're doing. There's you and a couple of other asset publishers that are doing this kind of, and I'm going to call it Warcrafty, World of Warcraft kind of looking stylized character style. I love it. But what about realistic models in the future because of your big team? Are you
Let's
gonna
have one more.
start doing realistic stuff in the future, or keeping this polygon and stylized look?
So we already produce like realistic assets, but they are actually just terrain textures. When it comes to models extra, it's also not something I'm super excited in producing. Like, I think it's important to say that yes, Blink is a big studio. We create a lot of assets extra, but for me, it really matters to work on something. Even if I'm not the artist making it, it really matters for me that we produce things I love doing. I don't want to produce things just to sell them. And the realistic art style is really not something I'm, a fan of. So as of today, it's just really not something on my list. Again, who knows later, right? But that's not really something I'm excited about. And also, as you can imagine, when we go from stylized to low poly or to realistic, it also means hiring a completely different team. So I have to go through the process of interviewing a bunch of people, putting the team together, and so on. And all of this is really time consuming. and not only initially, but also, over
And
time.
it needs to be
So yeah,
successful enough to be able to support paying their wages.
exactly.
You've got
Yeah,
wages to pay now, mate. You've got employees.
absolutely.
Oh my word. There's a question
We
about
sure
the
do.
textures, because you're talking about textures. Merciless Enemy asks, if I had your texture pack and you wanted it to match your grass prefab color, how do you go about getting it to match? Can you request texture changes, being that it doesn't come with the source file?
What does it mean by the grass? Like, are we talking about a blade of grass or like a 3D model of grass?
That's a great. I'm confused. Merciless
Because I
Enemy.
need to know that to be able to
Yeah.
answer. Yeah.
Post in chat. Look.
But anyway, if for example, because I assume, let's say we're making a terrain, we're painting it with or grass texture, maybe some dirt, etc. And at some point we start adding the actual grass, right? Usually I don't really like, it doesn't need to match the grass texture under it, but it does need to match the color. So what I do is literally I use the color picker tool, and I click on the actual texture, I tweak it a bit, and it's very important to make sure that the grass texture under your actual grass geometry are almost the same. And this will really not only look better when you're close, but more importantly, when when the player is looking further, the grass geometry is no longer going to be enabled, right, for optimization reasons. But because the ground texture is still the same color, it will not be as noticeable.
Yeah. And
so that's usually a nice little trick.
Always tweaking the colors to match. Yes, what Mercer Ellison he asks, like when the grass is dark green and the texture is light green, it doesn't match very well. So yeah, exactly that.
Well, we we just provide, first of all, like each pack has a lot of texture, so we don't only have one grass, for example. I know that we have a few, probably 3 or 4, I can't remember exactly. Now, if you really just want to tweak the color, it's very simple to drag and drop this texture in any software, Photoshop, whatever, and you can very quickly change the color, right? The overall tint of the texture. That's something I even do myself sometimes, to just a slight tweak of color. Or even easier, if you use something, like Microsplat extra, I'm pretty sure you can directly change the color texture, like in the shader itself. So you don't even have to tweak the texture itself. You can just, select the color in Unity. But yeah, like the whole tweaking color thing is something I think we do a lot, all of us. When we do level design or things like this, it's sometimes really tricky to get right.
Thanks for the plug there of Microsplat, Microverse, 50% sale at the moment. Unity Asset Store, links in chat.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, reminding people that even though Blink Studios make these amazing characters and artwork, you don't have to use this artwork if you're using RPG Builder. RPG Builder allows you can use anything you want to use. And a chat earlier asking about Infinity PBR. Now, they're modular, so they would be easy enough to use with RPG Builder as well. Are people in your community, have you seen showcases of people using Infinity PBR models?
Oh, of course.
With RPG Builder?
Yeah, all kind of assets. So, of course, a lot of people in your community are using the Blink assets, but the true power of RPG Builder is that any art assets can be used with RPG Builder. Also, any rendering pipeline, like URP, built-in, HDRP, it's really up to you. Like the framework does not even know what pipeline you use, and it doesn't even know what asset you use. It kind of just accepts whatever you give it, right? So we see all kind of assets in your Discord. We see, of course, assets from the store, but we even see custom assets. A lot of people are making their own assets, and it's kind of all over the place. All kind of different styles. Even myself, I'm really surprised. Sometimes I see people in or share your work channel, and they have a very, very unique art style, something I didn't even see myself before. So sometimes they make their own models, etc. Yeah, it's really, really cool to see. And when it comes to the Humble Bundle, you absolutely don't need RPG Builder to use those assets, of course. These are just files. You can use them in any game you want, in actually any engine you want, technically. And yeah, if you already have a game, for example, if you're already working on a game, an RPG or something else, and you just need assets, that's fine. You can just get it and plug those assets right in your game.
And there's a lot of assets. Like these ones that you're showing now, these are the weapons, stylized weapons that you get. How many weapons are there?
Yeah. So it's more than 200 total on the store. And in the Humble Bundle, not all of them are included, but almost all of them. I think only a few packs are not included. So here, for example, we're looking at some kind of gauntlets and closed weapons. And as you can see, this is something we don't really see that often in terms of weapon type. So that's also something I made sure to produce. Not only the usual axes, swords, and things like that. We of course did those as well, but I think it's nice as well to get a bit of unique weapons in. I really like the looks of those.
I love these.
From a plot, I think they're really nice.
But Tom, there's one problem.
Yeah, look at that.
If you're wearing these gauntlets and you need to blow your nose, you could cause yourself a lot of damage. So do be careful.
That's going to hurt.
It is going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
Don't scratch your eye. You know the joke about the pirate. Don't you?
What?
The joke about the pirate.
Yeah, with the hook, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So here we have daggers. And actually, in this case, you can see that they all come with tiers. So for the weapons, we did follow the tier kind of approach. As you can see, this one is like a more basic version of this one, and they all go in different tiers. I am going to answer a question from the chat that I just saw. Actually.
Oh, about the rigged gauntlets.
Yes, so they don't need at all to be rigged by any character, which is why you can use them on any character you want. You simply attach them to the weapon slot or any bond that you have in your model, just like you would slot an axe, a sword, or something like this, and they will just follow the hands of your character. If it was rigged to a specific character, it means you would only be able to use them with this character, right? But now you basically just
some of those gauntlets had fingers though, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but usually let me open them again. Usually those weapons, you make them really big compared to the actual character hands. Like this is going to cover your your the end of your arm and the hands.
So the fingers aren't in the gauntlet to be open and closed.
No, they're not actually visible. But these, for example, these go on top of the hand. The hand is still visible in here.
Oh yes, you can see the hand pokes through.
So yeah, you have different things, but those ones, these are more like what we call claws, and these are more like gauntlets. Gauntlets are supposed to cover the hands.
Cool. I love the one. Yeah, the ones at the bottom. So the actual animated hand is still visible. That's on the base model. And the other one's like a mitten, more so.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that's a French word?
So here we have
mitten?
some. Yeah, mitten. Yeah, I guess.
So are these
guns
animated? Like the trigger
no, those do
and
not have animations.
Okay.
No, those do not have animations. But I mean, of course, you can play the actual firing animation, of course, on the character itself. But the gun itself does not. However, our bows and crossbows are animated.
Ooh. That's kind of like because the feeling is that a lot of your stuff you do for that either the third person view or top down. So like you're viewing the character a little bit from afar.
It's true.
If it was a first person, then your weapons would be. You're assuming that it required to be more component-based weapons and like animated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. In FPS games, shooters, etc., you usually want them to be more modular, extra. I mean, you could definitely still work on FPS games with those weapons, but as you just said, when you're in first person, you most likely want them to be animated and so on. But yeah, it is true that we actually usually focus more on third person, top down, and these kind of games. So here we have
these
some
do make
sites.
me want to recreate World of Warcraft inside Unity. Like one man by himself makes World of Warcraft in Unity with Blink Studio.
Yep. Yeah, those scythes, I mean, I like them, of course, but scythes are kind of something we also do not see much on the store, but it's, such a badass weapon, in my opinion. So we had to make some of those.
It's
And
difficult in
again, they all
getting
come by
good
choice.
animations for this, but there's a few asset
Yeah, it's
publishers
true, it's true,
now
it's true.
that are selling two-handed
Mhm.
animations, weapon animations, so
Yeah.
this would work well with. Now,
It's
before
true
you were
that
doing
I
your
can't
own
even
art,
think
Tom.
of that.
Yeah, whenever you make a weapon, you got to think of what animations that people can find to use it. So before
For
you started
sure.
doing your own art, you were working. You had a good relationship. I'm assuming you still have that good relationship with other asset publishers because you were including for free in RPG Builder other people's art. How did they
Yeah, and
feel
we still
about
do,
you
yeah.
becoming an art publishing studio yourself? Did they get a little bit annoyed, or are they still in good talking terms to you?
Well, you would have to ask them, but every single one except one, we're still in completely partner, right? So they're still included in RPG Builder.
So it's got to
They
be a good
also get
relationship then.
I mean, obviously it's literally the number one RPG framework. It's getting hundreds of thousands of views per year just on the asset store alone. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to be a partner, and their products got a lot of traffic from that. And yeah, on the last big update of RPG Builder 2.0, we actually extended the partnerships with every single one of them, and they provided more assets, maybe like, for example, more sounds, more, animals, things like this, animations, and so on. So this is really cool. And yeah, I mean, honestly, the style that we do at Blink Studios, like the style that we make, the stylized, is really not something you find much of on the store. You might have things a bit similar, but doing it at our scale and our level of, customization and volume, there is nothing like that. So it's not really a direct competition with our partners. I made sure to not do something that's, like a copy of whatever they made, obviously.
Is that a bit
So yeah.
difficult sometimes when, if you're making art that is too unique, that people won't be able to go out and find other art to work with your
Yeah,
worlds?
exactly. That's very true. If you make a specific art style, I think ours, luckily enough, yes, there is not that much on the store, but at the same time, it's still something you can somehow manage to mix and match with other things. But as soon as you go for something a bit too niche, then yeah, obviously, not only your users will not be able to find much more similar, but also you're most likely not going to sell very well. If it is niche, well, it also means that it's only um, a few developers that will actually find use for it.
Now, how about environmental buildings? Now, on Sunday, we interviewed Aquarius Max, that's got a fantasy series. I'd actually say that his buildings and the environments that he's got would work really well with this
Yes, I've seen
art
these things
style.
before. Yeah, yeah.
Is there anyone like? Would you be doing environmental buildings, like big building packs yourself, or are you focusing just on the characters and the weapons and the textures?
It's something I really wanted to at some point, and we did try a few things. We released, for example, a stylized graveyard scene extra. But what I learned from that is that it's actually way more work than most packs, except NPCs. I would say NPCs are a lot of work. But when it comes to environment packs extra, I have a big issue when it comes to porting them to other engines, because, for example, if you have to port from Unity to Unreal, you need to redo the entire demo scenes, etc. So it ends up being a lot of work, and in my opinion, in the style that we're going for with Blink, you actually have a lot of alternatives when it comes for the environment, right? So for example, the Dreamscape packs from Polyart, I'm sure you know this other publisher. In my opinion, they are definitely one of the go-to when it comes to use Blink asset and create the world with. These are the assets I use myself, either when I need to showcase or asset, or even for our own games, right? That's the one I would use as a base for sure. But yeah, in terms of environment packs, I'm not. We don't have big things on the list for now.
Now, Tom, can I ask you a question? Do you read my mind? Did you suddenly
Do what?
Did you read my mind? Did you suddenly get mind reading powers?
Maybe. What
Bec-
did I get from you?
because I think without this being planned, I think Tom, you've basically given a massive segue into. Did you know that on Thursday, the 22nd of December, that is tomorrow, we've got a live dev interview with Polyart Studios on this stream?
Well, there you go.
So
There you go.
today,
I did not know.
you didn't know? Well, today you need to be buying
No.
!Blink in chat and !Humble in chat, the Humble bundle from Blink Studios. And also, if you pick up the other assets which aren't included in the bundle, 50% sale on the Unity Asset Store. And also, if you're looking for some environments, well, go over to Polyart Studios, Polyart in chat, who are both on the Unreal Marketplace and Unity as well. And actually, they've got a massive environment. You can see the screenshot I'm showing on the screen right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's in Unreal. It's going to be ported over to Unity soon. But for tomorrow, we'll be playing about with Unreal 5, Unreal 5.1 to be specific. So, yeah, I might try and throw in some Blink Studio characters to run around inside these scenes if I'm lucky. Brilliant stuff. Thank you for the perfect segue, mate.
I mean, I had no idea about it, but he has been really, really helpful and generous with the assets he provided for the RPG Builder demo. So yeah, anytime I can give a shout out or something, I'm definitely going to do it. It's very useful for publishers like me to be able to have assets for our demos, because it really allows us to showcase our work. And actually, a quick note to this: when I first started RPG Builder, getting art assets to showcase the product was quite a struggle. I was really lucky to quickly get a lot of very, very nice partners, but even then it still was kind of really limiting. And so the reason I released all those free packs that we released on the store is not only to help indie developers. So of course you can go get those free packs and use those in your games, but I'm also allowing other publishers to use those assets in their demo scenes if they want to. So if someone else is also making, I don't know, maybe even an RPG framework or something, maybe it's okay. They can. I mean, they still, of course, needs to contact me first to be approved, and use those assets. But I'm more than happy for publishers to use those assets, because I just know how frustrating it can be to have a product but not being able to release it with a few icons or a few models, right? To showcase
yes.
What you're actually doing. So yeah, this is a possibility.
Mate, I'm gonna have to hook you up. You know what? You've inspired me to start working again on Messi's ultimate character customizational skill tree system. I still have to come up with a name nearly as good as THMV's. And
I see the quick stab.
Now,
the sneaky stab.
For chat to know, like Tom is one of these people that has, and I honestly say he has no attitude in his body at all where he keeps things to himself. He is the kind of person that when he has knowledge, he shares it, he plays it forward. He's made RPG Builder, which is an amazing asset, and I love it. And we had him on the stream 2 years ago, and he blew me away. But this live, yes, we are live, Razmat. I was working on Messi's ultimate character customizer, Mux. What was it, 4 years ago, Tom?
Yeah.
That I started it, and then I got frustrated and I stopped, and then I started again, and then I interviewed Tom, and I was inspired, and you were like really pushing me, saying, "Do it, you just go back and do it, like take a break, get." And he was giving me advice on like the skill stuff that I was struggling with. And you could say, if I was going to make something, it could be in competition to a lot of the functionality that's in RPG Builder. Tom didn't care. He's like, if you need help, I'm here to help you. And that's the kind of person, and I can see why you've got these relationships with all these different asset publishers. Because even though you're making stuff and you're selling it, you are one of those people that does not believe in like being against competition or helping people. You're really supportive, and that's probably why you've got an amazing community on Discord as well. So I want to say thank you again publicly. Thank you for all your support and your help and your motivation. And yeah, you just keep on being you, mate, because you're wonderful.
You're very much welcome. But yeah, for me, like you said, I mean, competition is obviously a thing. Blink at the end of the day is a business, but I think RPG Builder speaks for itself, or other products also speaks for themselves. The numbers also do. So on my end, I really don't have any advantage to kind of just try to lock people out of something. If I can help in any way, whether it is helping game developers or game, I would say asset publishers, that's fine by me. I will do it. People have helped me when I needed it, so it's kind of my turn now.
Now, Chat was saying before about polytope. So were you using polytope assets in RPG Builder?
Yeah, it used to be. So I think it was up to version 2.0. No, actually, it might have been one of the update before that. So we didn't continue the partnership. And at that moment, so the important thing with it is that at that point, his characters were still the main demo characters, right? So this was a pretty big one to replace, as you can imagine, because it's easier to replace some trees than the default character. But however, the timing was actually pretty okay in a way, because at that specific time we had our low poly characters completed. So what I did is I just pretty much used our own characters in the demo, kind of like a sample version, not the actual full pack, right, that you could get on the store, but a sample version. And as of today, in 2.0, the RPG Builder demo is no longer low poly, it is stylized. So all assets were kind of replaced. And now, again, it is using our character for the demo characters, but the stylized one, no longer the low poly.
Chat's starting to be nosy. So why did you no longer work with Polytope? So was it just going in different directions? Or
just he asked for the partnership to end and to have the characters being swapped by something else. So we just did it.
Just like 241 5-star reviews, mate.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Not yeah, that's very good.
Ooh,
so yeah,
one star.
Like I said before.
Sorry, mate. Just
like I said before. Oh, no worries. Like I said before, one of the like out of all the partners that we had, this one is the only one that didn't continue. So it's fine. I mean, if a partner wants to stop, it's completely fine. Of course, we can talk about it. But yeah, in the end, everyone seems really happy. So that's what matters to me.
Mate, someone's knocking on my front door. Give me 2 seconds. Someone's knocking on my front door. How rude of them. So I will go back to sharing your screen, and I'll mute myself while I go to check to see who's knocking on my front door.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no worries. All right, so let's take a look at the item icons pack. So this is a pack, of course, that we have on Unity and Unreal, and you can actually get this pack if you get the bundle. It is part of it. And I think I don't need to say that it is a lot, because it's actually more than 3,000 unique icons. So I can keep going on forever. Yes. And more importantly, a lot of the icons that you see here, such as the weapons and the armors extra, these are actually icons made from our own models. So all of those weapon icons are actually made after our weapon model. So you can get our weapons, and then you have icons which perfectly match your models in game, which is very, very, very important.
It's so important. You don't want to have like an icon, and then when you go, oh, here's an icon for a weapon, and then when you equip it, it's a spatula.
This in my opinion is what helps indie developers to have this extra kind of credibility and polished look. Because again, I was, and I'm still an indie developer before, struggling, buying assets on the store that had nothing to do together. So like you just said, my armor had nothing to do with the icons I was using for, but you don't have a choice, right? You kind of have to find armor models and you have to find icon models. But when you use Blink assets, everything is made for you to work together. So you get your armors, you get your weapons, and you have the exact icons matching all that. So
How about
that's
the
cool.
file
But
names?
also
How easy is it to
the
match
what?
the file name of the icon with the file name of the mod of the prefab of the weapon? Or do you have
So
to?
in this case, a
Yeah.
lot of them do match, especially like, for example, you see axe, claw, etc. These are matching the weapon names for the prefab, but I can't guarantee that this is for all the fights, but I do know that most of them do.
Ah,
Most
right.
of them match the name. So yeah, you can just, and especially, of course, you don't have to use RPG Builder, but if you are in RPG Builder, you're creating an item, you select the model, you type the same name, you select the icon. It takes like 2 seconds. It's really, really good. But something important for item icons, as you can see here, I am in the background folder, but if I close this one, we have the exact same thing here, as you can see, but transparent. So all those icons are also provided, of course, with transparent background. So in a lot of games, you don't actually want to show any background. Instead, maybe the background is like green, blue, purple, based on the rarity or quality. So yeah, that's a nice little things, but of course this is expected from any item
So
pack.
they don't need to buy the transparent pack and then the other
No,
pack.
no. We have been very generous, and no, I'm kidding. No, obviously this is included in the same pack, with or without background.
The transparency DLC are coming soon.
Only 1999.
Exactly. Well, Chat was asking earlier, how do you decide the prices that you're putting on things?
Well, there are a lot of factors coming to it, but I guess the main ones will be how much did the pack cost to produce, how many sales do I expect, and then also, well, you always look at what is out there in terms of competition, but for a lot of our packs, I don't really match. Sometimes I really have no problem pricing it above or below the competition. Certain things that we sell are priced way below certain competition packs, but I'm not really like, if I don't think it's worth that much, if I think the competition is selling it for way too much, I'm not going to match that. I'm going to price it lower if that's what I think it should be priced at. But keep in mind, price of things can change. It's not something I do often, but yeah, sometimes price are adjusted based on once you have data. So if you release a pack, you have no idea how it's going to do extra. Well, a few months later, you actually have some data, and maybe you can try to increase or reduce the price based on this data.
So do you have to keep your Unity and your Unreal match the same price as well?
Yeah. But this is not a choice. I'm pretty sure that's a requirement. You're not allowed to sell, for example, your things cheaper on Unreal than Unity. You need to match prices, which makes sense in my opinion.
I have seen some people charging different prices, but I think they get around it
Well,
by it's not the exact same pack, that they're slightly different.
maybe, I don't know.
Therefore, they're
I
not
think
the same product.
the only way, if it's the exact same pack, the only way that it can have a different price, from what I know, is if you're selling on your own website and you have your own sale, which is not a sale period for like Unity or something like this. Then I mean, it's fine. You can have your own discounts when you want to. But I'm pretty sure for Unreal and Unity, you need to match the price. That's what I'm doing at least, and I don't really see why I would charge more or less on one engine. I treat both communities the same way. So,
Do you see
yeah.
any big difference in the two different communities and what people are buying?
There are definitely differences. I think overall the Unity community is much more interactive. I think the Unreal Engine people in your Discord, of course, they are less than the Unity people to this day, obviously, because everything really started with Unity for Blink, and it's going to take a long time to catch up. But it seems that I don't know. I have a feeling like Unity developers are much more like open to discuss, show what they're doing extra. But other than that, no. I mean, they're really nice people. On Unreal, a lot of the customers that we have seems to have a lot of game dev experience actually. maybe one of the things could be that like Unreal Engine crowd seems to be made of less beginners. But I think it's because Unity is such a great engine to start with. It's not really as overwhelming extra. So I mean, I think it kind of makes sense. But again, the community, like the Blink community, as of today, I'm pretty sure it's something like 90% Unity and 10% Unreal. So it's not enough data, in my opinion, for me to really give like a proper opinion on like what are the differences. I think it will need more Unreal people.
But no doubt it's going to be growing exponentially, the quality of the stuff.
Yes. So yeah, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but obviously we released all our product on Unity first, right? And as the time went by, I was like, well, why am I not selling on Unreal, right? Like there is no reason not to. So I started doing so, and some of the packs were super easy. For example, an icon pack, you don't really have any extra work, right? So you can kind of just port it and sell it there. But a lot of our other packs actually needed custom work made by the art team. So it was not just, okay, we just import in Unreal and it's done. No, for example, our characters are the ones that took the longest to port, and we just barely finished them before this Humble bundle. Actually, it was like really the timing was perfect, but those needed a completely different rig because the Unreal Engine skeleton is different than the humanoid system in Unity, right? So we needed a completely different rig. We needed to re-export all armor pieces, all animations, and so on. So this was a lot of work. But yeah, my point is it took us some time to get our Unity asset on Unreal. So obviously the community, started growing after the Unity one. But yeah, as you can see now, I can see on the stream you're on our Unreal store, and we ported almost everything except some of our low poly armor sets, and now we are soon going to release the character, like the stylized characters and the armors and all the future armor sets coming. But yeah, we pretty much have all our packs there.
Yeah, 47. It's going to, like, just to remind
already,
you,
yeah.
You've got 117 currently on the Unity asset store.
Yes.
So you've got a few more to be adding. But my word, that's a lot in there. I can't wait for you to be adding more animals as well. Chat says the Necromancer texture pack is wicked. It is wicked. And Jeremy99, thank you for the follow. I love your textures you've got. And remember, that was like the first thing outside of RPG Builder that you were selling on the stores. You first started with textures.
Something like this. I think it was spell icons and then textures very shortly after. Yeah.
So what else have we got in the Humble Bundle then? So we've got amazing weapons. You've
the
got
animals, right?
Yes, the spiders and
let's have a look at those. Yeah, it's on my screen, but
he's
of course
got
you can show them on the
arrows
bundle.
on him. Poor bear. Someone's shooting at him.
So yeah, here in this project, I imported all our animals. And here we have the bear. I'm not sure I'm going to play the demo for all of them, but as you can see, when you get the pack and you open the demo scene, you can preview their animations, right? It's also previewing the different colors that they come with. And you can see that they even have some kind of corrupted version at the end, not only like the usual look. And you can cycle through animations. So like the movement one, and then you can also, of course, see like the
how many animations do the animals come with?
Well, I'm going to show you this right now. Let's see the bear. They all come with more than 30. So here, as you can see, we have the bear animations, and this one seems to have 33. But they all have around the same amount. If I look at the boar, for example, 36, this one.
Oh, I love it.
So
that
this is
organized.
Another thing.
Sorry, so you've got them organized like that. So you've got the same kind of sets for each animal. So it's easy to then. Oh, brilliant.
Of course. So something that I really personally hated as an asset store customer is that most of the time when I was purchasing assets, or especially NPCs, or well, something that's not humanoid, right? I almost never had all the animations I needed. It's almost like the publisher didn't really think of making a game with it. So for example, you will get I don't know, let's say a wolf, right? But you have no stun animations. And I know that right away you might not think of making a stun animation, but if you make a game and this wolf is supposed to be stunned, what animation do you use? Do you just make it play the idle animation or something like this? So I really made sure that we don't not only provide all those really important animations, but also everything that you will need to use or models or animals as your character. So as you can see here, we don't only give you, hey, you only have run forward. Now, your mob kind of just only can run forward. No, if you want to use this boar, for example, as a character, you can jump, run backward left, run forward left, and so on. You even have the strafe animation, the walk animation. So you have all of this ready to use as a character controller, a player controller.
That's awesome. The only request I would say is maybe a couple of alternative idols.
True. Yeah, it's true. It could have, a few different idols, maybe looking around, etc. That's right.
There you go. I found one request. You've got so
You're
much
right,
stuff
right?
that I was only able to find one request in there. Now I've got. Tell me, am I right in assuming that the game that you're going to be making is going to use these models and these animations, or are you going to go in a completely different style?
Well, it depends on the game, right? Not all our games are going to use the same assets. Not all our games are going to use some of the assets that we made. But of course, well, first of all the games we plan to make and the one we're currently working on is, of course, using RPG Builder. Now, when it comes to asset, like I said, it really depends on the art style. The one we're currently working on is not making use of stylized asset. It's more of a low poly thing. And I can't say too much just yet, but yeah, we did not really plug like too many of our assets. However, as soon as we make, for example, an open world RPG, etc., you can be sure that it will be in the stylized art style, and we for sure will be using our characters, showcasing the armors, and I think it will be a really, really good thing for us to document on YouTube as well, so we can show people how by using RPG Builder or asset, how you can very, very easily and nicely make a game with.
I would love to see you document your game dev process. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And yet another way of doing marketing for RPG Builder and artwork.
Yeah, also, exactly. Yeah.
Very clever, cunning.
You might be wondering about this error, because I think we never like this message, is because some of the animals were released on 2020, and as you can see here, I'm on a 2019.4 project, so it will do this, but it's not actually doing anything. The animals work on pretty much any Unity version you want. So yeah, we even have skeletons here, but these are not in the bundle. We have these spiders. Let me open the boss one actually. Let me show you some of these animations. These are gross. I hate them, but like them at the same time.
You hate them and love them. Let's have a look.
Mm-hmm. Look at this run animation.
Do you know
That's
what?
the last thing you want to see in your
I don't like spiders. My wife keeps making fun of me. And even my kids, if they see, they go, "Daddy, don't kill it." I said, "I'm not killing it. I'm rescuing it. I'm rescuing it. Like when you were rescuing it to heaven." What is
Yep.
Spiders are a necessary evil in RPG. So true.
Oh yeah, dude. What is absolutely? They're everywhere.
Oh my word.
Okay, now we even have the jump animation, some attacks. But I can't wait to show the death animation. The death animation always makes you wish he didn't die.
Really? Like you're making it feel sorry. Is it gonna? Hang on, I'm gonna guess. It's gonna flip on its back. So it's stunned. See, that's good.
Oh, you see, you also read my mind.
Yeah.
But here, for example, what I was talking about earlier. So if in your game, you need to, at some point stun the spider, at least you have an animation for it.
Yeah.
And it's looping and it's perfect for what you need. Here it's eating.
Oh, I don't like that.
And
there you
death
go.
Animation.
Do you know what though? I've got a chested a request as well, but I'm gonna say the deaf one. If you've got one where the sack of the spider gets damaged and explodes
Oh yeah, it could even splash or
spider
something.
pus.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, like a particle effect of like coming out of it or something. You know, that's nice. Chat were asking about chain attacks, doing combos.
Well, they do have, yes, they do have. Some of them have, for example, left and right attacks, things like that.
So yeah, you could chain blend them in. Yay! It died. It's dead. Kill it. Burn it. Yeah. Chat. Because Tom's sharing his screen with me over Teams. There's a little bit of a lag when it comes to playing animations onto the Twitch. So apologies for that. But that's modern technology of sharing screens to somebody in Bali to somebody in the UK that then streams it onto the.
That's
onto
what
Twitch.
you get for. Oh yeah, I see the stream now. It is actually very laggy. It shouldn't be like this, or it shouldn't be that laggy.
I think it's because I've got OBS running. You've got Unity running, and
maybe
we've got Teams running. So don't worry. When you get this in the humble bundle, you won't have any problems.
Well, anyways, those packs all have videos of like all those animations are visible on the Asset Store anyway. So if you want to see them how they actually are, you can just go on the Asset Store and check the YouTube video.
Oh, Sandra just had a disgusting suggestion, Tom. When the spider explodes, thousands of little spiders come out and then attack you.
Please don't. Please no. It is good, folks. It's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that would give you nightmares. Oh my word. The power of the RPG builder is too much for the internet. That is so true. And talking about things that is too powerful for the internet, you've given me a couple of presents to give away, haven't you?
True.
So while I have a look,
Christmas, right?
It is Christmas. It's Christmas time. And while I get ready to show those, what else is in the bundle that we haven't shown so far? Have we shown everything in the humble bundle? Because it's just so much.
Well, we didn't show the second weapon pack. I mostly showed the more like niche ones, such as claws, scythe, etc. But of course, we have a lot of axes. We have bows and crossbows. Going to open the scene now.
Oh, we showed the animated bows. Can you show them animated?
Yeah. If I remember, I've prepared this pack a long time ago, but if I remember correctly, I know they're not animated in the demo like this, but I can show you on the weapon itself. Let me check the mesh. And here, as you can see, you can pull the string and shoot like this. So of course, you're most likely going to have to use, the bow, like putting the arrow on your character, and use some IK to actually make it match the position of the string extra. But yeah, the bows are animated. I mean, they're rigged anyway, so even if you wanted to make your own animations, now that it's rigged, it's easier.
I was going to ask, I can't recall, but does RPG Builder have IK solution put into that, or for
what part? Because IK
for the feet and for the hands, like for
no, it doesn't. But it's really like it's something that's so well done by other people on the store. Like I don't really see
don't reinvent
why I would kind of make a copy of it. Yeah, it really doesn't. It's not needed. I think iStep is called. It's something that actually included in one of our Unity bundles, something we worked on together with Unity. A lot of people in my community are using iStep, and they have really good results so far. They said it was super easy to just put it on your character, and it will, the feet are just going to follow the terrain or like obstacles and things like that.
I've been so away from the Unity Asset Store this last year because we're busy, right? Mm-hmm. I've missed iStep coming out, and it's already like had so many updates. It's on version 1.3.1. Just had a quick check.
Nice.
So that wasn't a bundle. Did I pick that up? Do I own
that?
No,
not. I mean, it's So at some point, I remember now. So we had the Blink publisher sale, right? So for 2 weeks, Blink. So we were the only one on sale.
Yes, and you were promoting other publishers.
Exactly. So at the same time, we had like a Blink with Unity kind of thing, Humble bundle, not Humble, my bad, just bundle. And in this bundle, I was the one picking all the packs. We worked together with Unity Extra, and iStep was one of those.
I was sure that I got that bundle because I was promoting
I'm
it on the
sure
stream.
you-
But I've just checked. I don't have iStep. Maybe did I not? I've done that before, where I've clicked on the checkout, right, and I've done all of the stuff on the checkout, and in the last second, I didn't like it came up with an error on the payment, and then I just thought it went through, and I didn't bother checking, and then weeks later find out that I didn't actually buy it. But don't worry, everyone at home, it's 50% off, so it's only €8 or $8 on the asset store. So yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. Oh, oh, your audio.
What I have like open as Unity project.
Okay, I lost you for a moment. Your audio went. You're back.
Is it okay now?
It's okay now. You turned into a bit of a robot. It was up, but now we're good. We're good.
Really at the middle of nowhere.
With the presents that you've given, are the 400 low poly weapons and the character customization. Is that right? Oh no, Tom! I've lost you again. I tell you what. What about if we hang up the teams and try the teams again?
Yeah.
Maybe that will work. I've broken Tomas, everyone. Let's try it again. Broke him. I broke him. Let's do this. Dun, dun, dun. Chat, we broke him. Let's see. Is he working? Is he going to be able to rejoin? Right. Try rejoin, same link. Says waiting for others still. While I try to get Tom back on, let's do a raffle, right? Of the 400 low poly RPG weapons. You're supposed to find bugs in his stuff, not Microsoft. So true. It's so true. I do apologize, but you can never get away from bugs. Although, if the Microsoft deal goes through, I'll end up being an employee of Microsoft. So I won't be allowed to say anything bad about them. But to be fair, I love Teams. I'm a huge fan of Microsoft Teams. So put an exclamation mark raffle in chat to get yourself the 400 low poly RPG weapons. Okay. Says he did. He's waiting to be in. It's not showing. Let me try. Oh, hang on now. Okay.
Let's have one more.
Bonjour.
Back. Bonjour, monsieur.
Ça va?
Ça va, ça va. Can you hear me now?
Oui.
Okay.
I was doing a stream last night and I was trying to speak Spanish. Je m'appelle Messi Coda. J'habite anglais.
Close enough.
Je t'aime crème anglais.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
That's custard, isn't it? Crème anglais is what the French call custard. That I've learned.
Is it?
That's what I've learned from watching MasterChef. They're like, and I've made a vanilla crème anglais, and you're like, you've made custard. It's just custard.
I mean, to be honest, in those cooking shows, they use French words that we don't even use, so it's possible.
It's an adult only stream now, but I didn't say anything inappropriate. Everyone loves a bit of crème anglais, So don't, yeah.
Sure.
So we're doing the raffle. We're giving away a copy of the 400 low
Uh-huh.
poly RPG weapons. So you said the low poly team are different to the stylized team of artists.
Yeah, that's correct. Because there was so many assets to produce, it was not, first of all, not possible to have them all work on the same things. But I mean, it's also a different art style.
So it's a different skill set as well, isn't it?
As well, yeah, exactly.
Right, so should we announce the winner?
Of the low poly weapons.
Oh yeah, up to you.
Let's do a drum roll.
And the winner is
Baroque Dub! Now,
There you
Baroque
go.
Dub does amazing YouTube videos when he has time to do it. So I'm expecting to see some videos now with these.
Maybe link his
400
channel
weapons.
in the chat, so I can see it. I can check it later.
Baroque, post link in chat of your YouTube, please. Do you own RPG Builder, Baroque? Hopefully you do, because then you can use these weapons with RPG Builder. Now, you mentioned before about I'm so not huge. Yes, you've done videos. You've done a video before. I've seen a video before with you done, Baroque, unless I dreamt it. I've seen a video you've made once or twice. Yeah, but see, don't lie. Not a YouTuber. His videos are better than mine. Is it this one, the character customization fantasy RPG human male?
I'm going to wait for your stream to be up to date with it, but yeah, probably that's the one you're looking at. There is only the male one out anyway. The female is coming also a bit later. Yeah, that one I'm seeing on your stream now.
So how long of wait have we got until the female's ready?
Well, the female is done actually. I'm just waiting to release 3.0 version, and then we release the customization pack for it. So again, it's gonna be in the next few weeks.
Ah, brilliant! I can't wait. And it will be on a new new release sale, as they always are on the asset store when it's
Always, yeah, always release with a discount, at least for like 1 or 2 weeks.
Oh, brilliant! Well, exclamation mark raffle in chat to pick up the male, and then in a couple of weeks, maybe 3, maybe 4, we just don't know. Let them have a Christmas vacation and a New Year's vacation. Let the people rest. Let them sleep. They deserve it.
I need some vacation myself. I'm going to rest as well.
How do you organize their time? Do you because they're working remotely? Do you say do they have to work 5 days a week, or is it just on demand?
When you've got to work I'm very chill on that part. For me, it's very simple. When we discuss a pack, we agree when it should be completed. But whether they work during the day, the night, 1 day a week, or 7 days a week, it's really none of my business. All that matters to me is that the end result is here and it's done on time. That's it. But again, the team is really good. They're all very talented, and their communication is really everything I can wish for. So we never really had issue. And now, of course, as you can imagine, sometimes there are delays, etc. But I mean, we're humans. We talk about it, and that's fine.
So which languages are you all speaking?
We all speak English. And talking about this, actually, Swan Ronson, who is in the chat, is actually one of the main artists in the team, and he's the one who created both the stylized human, male and female.
Oh, wow.
A lot of the armors, yes, and also all the customization pack. So both the male and the female ones that's coming. So yeah, and Swan worked really, really hard. We both worked really hard on those characters, and it took us a long time to be where we are at today.
Awesome job. Congratulations, Swan. You're very talented. And has an awesome name, Swanson Ronson. That's
better than THMSV.
nearly as good as Thumzava.
I think it's
Swanson said, I'm still crying over the late nights. Right, let's announce the winner of Swanson's amazing human male. The winner is St. John Limbo, who's actually what did you win the other day? I think St. John Limbo won. Did you win the Aquarius Max Faye environment. I think St. John won an Aquarius Max stylized environment, which means now he's got characters to go with that pack. So let's have a link in chat for Faye Max. Was it Max Faye? Max Faye. There he is. So I don't even remember my own commands. Okay. So if you can see the stream, this is also on a 50% sale, by the way, Aquarius Max stuff. So this is, and chat were also saying that you could pretty much use post-processing and lighting effects and stuff to get different assets to look nice working together, or tweak, the shaders. So yeah, you could. There's a lot of tricks you could do to make different models work. But when they're close at the start, it makes life a lot easier. I think these would work really well with your assets. What do you think?
Yeah, that will work well, for sure. Definitely need some post-processing to make it look more vibrant, extra. But yes, this is definitely a good base.
Brilliant. And he says he's definitely going to try out the environment with it. So brilliant. Fantastic.
And we
stuff.
want to see the result.
Yeah, go to the Discord. That is the link, and my Discord. So put ! Discord in chat for my Discord. But let's also post a link in chat for Blink's Discord. Let me grab.
Oh yeah, maybe you can grab it. Yeah,
I'll grab it.
If you want it, you can find it easily in the link section or even here on the bundle page.
I'm gonna grab and Discord, copy, right click, copy link address. Boom. This is Blink Studios one, and you got so many people in your Discord. Discord even gave you a customized URL. Oh,
yep.
I was wondering what that banging noise is, right? I'm like, what's that banging noise outside my window? The window cleaners are here, cleaning my windows.
Perfect timing.
So I was thinking someone's trying to break into my house while we're live on stream, but no, it's the window cleaners. So if you're cleaning windows, don't worry. You can also be making amazing games using either Unreal or Unity, because all you need to do is do !humble and get this brilliant pack that's currently on a Humble Bundle. It's going to be on a Humble Bundle for 19 days, isn't it?
Yeah, it just started. It literally started 2 days ago.
So there you go, and you can get it from the 24th.
January-ish.
By the time you come back from vacation, right, there'll be a lot of updated showcases in your Discord of what people have been doing.
I'm sure.
And if you want to,
I'm not going away for too long. Don't go away for this Christmas. Just a few days.
People miss you too much if you're going too long. Don't forget this other amount button, because if you want to support Blink Studios and feel the need to donate more, then you can, because you can always enter any amount you want into the other amount button. So you're not limited to only pay the minimum. You can pay what you want. Like you can pay 81 pence and get these 6 things, or you could pay 24.58 and get everything, or you could pay 100,000 or £1 million and donate a lot
Million
more.
Would be sweet.
That would be, because it goes to charity as well. You can see that it goes to charity, and it goes to Blink, and also a little bit of it will go to Humble Bundle to pay their administration fees. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Emmy Lightsaber.
I haven't even looked into it actually.
There you go.
And didn't click on it yet.
There you go, buddy.
There you go.
Do you know what I found though? The Unity one, people use it as an advertisement tool. They would pay over the amount so that their name goes at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, I see what you mean. I definitely saw that on the Unity bundles on the Asset Store. Yeah. I know very well what you mean. I've seen that.
And we know who does it. We love you, right? And the money goes to charity as well on the Unity bundles. So it's all good, but it's very clever as well. It's very clever advertisement. Mate, you go and get yourself to bed. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I need to grab some food or so.
Yeah. Do you know what,
it's
mate?
Almost 10 p.m. here.
Next time you come on, can we have a group stream with some of you artists as well? Let's get Swanson on the stream as well with you.
That would be interesting, yeah.
That would
For
be
sure.
great.
That would be interesting too, because I can only answer so much when it comes to the art packs. I can tell you the business side of things, the art direction side of things, but the actual production, they are the pros. So yeah,
There you go.
that would be interesting.
That would be awesome, mate. And if we're talking about environment art, as Tom said, poly art stuff works really well. And tomorrow we've got Poly Art Studios coming on the stream. Husband and wife team, but it's the husband who's coming on because they've recently had a baby. I know everyone's known,
nice.
but yeah, congratulations. So let's support them and help
That sounds
fund that
busy,
baby.
but
Exactly.
congratulations.
So they're on a 50% sale. So send some money Poly Art Studios way, and then you'll be able to have RPG Builder, the stylized weapons and characters and textures from Blink Studios, and the environments from Poly Art Studios. What more could you want for in life? Tom, what more could you
Perfect
want?
combo.
Well, mate, you take care, grab some food, and I'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you very much for the interview. It's always a pleasure. And it was a great time, and see you the next time.
See you, buddy. What a lovely badger. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button. And right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.